He was originally a physicist, and I guess he says that I guess he has this whole thing about how Stephen Hawking isn't as smart as everybody makes him out to be.
Did they rumor something?
I don't know. Huh?
Did they?
I have no idea. Yeah, no, but he has. My dad always like as a kid, like whenever they have a thing from Stephen Hawking, he'd always tell me, like, don't listen to that guy.
Yeah, he's not
I
that.
know he's not that smart. You know,
It's the wheelchair. It's deceiving.
Yeah. Of course, yeah. I think you might because my dad's big into Einstein.
Oh, okay.
And you might I don't know if like Stephen Hawking at some point like disputed something Einstein found, so it might be like something like that. I don't know. I'm a
grudge to have against Stephen.
Yeah, I don't know. He's a weird guy.
That's great. No, I think that's terrific.
And yeah, I mean he hasn't done physics in forever, but but that's what he went to college for, and physics and engineering. But
that's kind of pretty funny.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I wonder why the politicians haven't really commented, like the people running. I haven't seen any comments from any of the
about what's happening.
About Obama or McCain.
About Higgs.
Yeah.
Well, it's because they're too busy calling sexism and racism and stuff like that. So they're too busy trying to run their campaigns as ineffectively as they can. So I don't know.
It's true.
Well, I mean, I can't really say that because I think they are running pretty effective campaigns, both of them, right now.
Well, it's true. I mean, they're tied. Reuters says the poll shows they're in a virtual tie. I guess McCain is ahead by 1 point.
Yeah.
47 to 46. Now he was ahead on Gallup right now. I checked. He's ahead. He's at 49. Obama's at 46 or 44 even.
Yep.
And which is surprising because it was reversed after the Democratic National Convention. It was Obama at like 50 and McCain at like 42.
Well, even before the convention, Obama had been leading in the polls. It is only as most people who might be listening since the announcement of Sarah Palin and since the RNC convention when she spoke, the Republicans have definitely gained ground politically in the polls, anyways, and more people, I guess, are taking notice. More people are showing up to McCain's thing. They kind of stole a lot of thunder from the Obama.
Well, that was the plan. That's why they picked her.
Absolutely.
Now the rumor was that McCain was going to go for Lieberman originally.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that he wanted to go for Lieberman, but I guess Karl Rove, who was running his campaign, was just like, no, like I'm abandoning you if you do that.
Is Rove really running his campaign? I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he is. I'm pretty sure Rove is heavily involved in it. Let me Google it before you quote me on it.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't heard anything about that. Maybe I know he probably got a ton of phone calls from Republican strategists anyway, saying that would be a really bad idea, which honestly would be a bad idea because McCain.
Yes, Karl Rove is advising John McCain for his campaign.
All right.
Okay, so he's not running it, but he's advising.
That's the whole thing I've been kind of touting is that people keep. Obama has done a terrific job at making it sound like a vote for John McCain is a vote for third term of Bush, which just to me, in my opinion, is just couldn't be further from the truth. I mean, you got a moderate of about 30+ years in the Senate. Compared to
well, McCain does openly admit to stating that he has voted 95% of the time with Bush.
Yeah, and I've said, and we've talked about this before. I worked at the state assembly as an intern last semester, and you do learn a lot. I mean, I was only there for 6 months, so who knows? Could be different. I just want to preface by saying that.
Yeah,
but things tend in government to work like clockwork. So 95% of the time, 97% of the time, politicians tend to vote unanimously. So to say that he voted 95, 97% of the time isn't untrue with a lot of the politicians in there. And it's not necessarily just a Republican versus Democrat thing. Sure, maybe Obama didn't vote 95% of the time, but I'm willing to bet he voted close to 80. I'm willing to bet possibly 85. And it's only because most bills that are passed in the Senate in the House aren't too important nationally. I mean, you're looking at a lot of votes, a lot of bills that have to do with district spending, basically things that aren't going to make primetime network news. And they're also voting unanimously over resolutions that would, like, say, congratulate the 2008 USA Olympic team. So
well, I'm against that.
Yeah, well, the best thing I thought was in the state, anyways. I'm not too honestly. I'm not too sure about the Senate and the House on the federal level. When they do resolutions, it's all yays and nays. So really, and they always pass. So and it really doesn't matter, honestly. I mean, they actually, when we did our mock session, which was just a fake assembly session where we sat in our members' chairs and we did bills and stuff like that. They did a resolution that would, I think, increase the members' wages. And everyone, they said yays, and then a bunch of people said yays. They said no, nays. I stood up and I was like, nay. It doesn't really, resolutions really mean, honestly,
no.
They could have the best.
Well, these are in the Senate. These aren't congressmen. So I think, don't they actually have like an official vote or button they push for yes and no?
No, they do, and they do in the state level too.
Is there actually a button?
Yeah.
Like if I were to go in,
yeah,
like to the Washington, there'd be like a button, and one button would say yes, and one would say no.
Yeah, there'd be. I would think, and I'm honestly at the federal level, I'm not too sure, but state level, which is not too different, they have buttons. So like.
I'm just thinking it'd be funny if you just go into the Senate one day and it just turns out like it's just a desk and there are two giant red buttons and one just says yes and one says no, and you hire this guy just go and press the yes or no button.
Yes, at the federal level, I think honestly, I'm not a...
And that's all your job is, just like a monkey who has to press like yes or no buttons.
That's how they used to do it at the state level. And this is why one of the reforms, because people still make out the argument that we have the most corrupt legislative body in the country, state legislative body, is that they used to have oh crap, what was it called? Voting. There's a term for it. I feel like such an idiot because I can't think of it right now.
Well, that's okay because you are an idiot.
But basically, you would have your staffer go in and they would vote for you, and the members would be off doing committee meetings and stuff like that. But since a lot of people have been complaining about how New York State runs, they made a reform that if you're going to vote, you have to be there, and if not, you basically have to sign a sheet.
Yeah, could you like text in like from your cell phone your yes or no?
To who?
I don't know, like say the Senate's going, it's just a button you have to press.
No, you have to be there. As ridiculous
Damn
as it be. And it's a lot of I don't know. At the state level, it really doesn't matter. Like the one thing I learned, and again, this is the state level, is that the whole theory, the whole notion of majority rules, minority rights is just a myth. There's no such thing as that. It's majority rules, and that's the bottom line. So, and it really doesn't matter if it's the Democrats or the Republicans that are running, because they make up all the rules. They, the Speaker of the House, basically, and the Speaker of the Assembly, I should say, they're the ones that make up all the. They make up the schedule for the day. They say what bills are going to be on the floor. They say who's going to talk, that kind of deal. And 99% of the time, the minority bills never make it to the floor. So, and the only ones that really do are like local district ones, in which they understand that they need to get votes, so they allow that. But anything really important never makes it. So it's basically it's run by the majority, and that's about it. So I don't know. It's not. I think there's a lot of hardworking people at the state legislature. But
for New York,
yeah, for New York. But at the same time, I don't think it's really run too effectively. I think the system itself is sort of broken. I think we have a lot of hard people working there, though. So.
What about the state? What about the federal level?
Federal level.
You didn't see any of that though, did you? Because you were in Washington.
Yeah. Well, I was obviously I was in Albany.
Yes.
Federal level. I haven't done that in a while, so I can't really give you too much of a insight as to how things are running. But I would assume that it's probably the same way, since they are basically gnawing it and just pounding at the front door. The Republicans are to get back those seats and regain.
Yeah, in Congress.
if it was really as majority rules, minority rights